Yo, what's up, Zox fam? We're back with some more Etheria Restart. So we are here in day 3. We got a lot to talk about. The login for day 3 is actually going to be an Evolution Lattice, which again is really nice for those SRs. But we got so much more to talk about. Obviously, Lattice investment. Who should you be obviously dumping some Lattice into, from the Perfect Lattice to the Evolution Lattice to even Micro Lattice, right? And then, of course, I want to show you guys and give you guys a little bit of a Hyperlink charter cheat sheet for Leon. This is probably one of the most asked questions usually, is how far or how much do you have to invest into her. So I want to make sure I show you guys that. I'll be showing you guys obviously where we are at in terms of progression on the account. And of course, I'll also be showing you guys and really honestly, we'll be doing some more pulls. So that is going to be all jam packed in this video. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. All right. So first things first, right? Let's actually go over to the characters just to show you guys what we got going on. We got Leon as 6-star, as you may notice. We also have her on a new shell, the Twilight Knight. We do not have an active bonus for the shell yet, but we do still have a 12 bonus on the onslaught. We are in half shifted her basically into epic and outstanding pieces. So attack, crit damage, crit rate, very, very straightforward. And again, the main thing is, and I'll show you guys in the shell dungeons, you want to be doing Phoebian hard minimum, right? That's where you start the transition process. This is actually one of the first true transition processes that you're going to be doing, and really getting you into some really powerful early game shells, right? So with that, we also have Lily. Lily has Black Flag, which is one of the next shells from Phoebian as well. As far as modules go, again, HP attack, we don't really care about that. We just want the speed set bonus, so she can rotate as fast as possible. No lattice investment, and then of course the Black Flag at level 20 for right now. What we have next here is Gray. Gray is basically just about the same. We start to shift him into some epic pieces. We got more crit rate on him though. So crit rate, and attack bonus, because that crit rate, even with his crit rate buff now, puts him at about 90% crit, which is making him defense break more consistently. So that's where he's at for right now. We're going to probably transition him based off of some of our pulls and what we might get. But with that, we also have Kaz now at 4-star. So keep in mind, both Lily and Gray are 5-star. Kaz is 4-star. I did have her at 3-star, but we're starting to take her up because I want her to be able to take a hit if she needs to. And of course, at the next star grade, she's actually going to be a little bit faster. So I am just being mindful of that, right? Because star grade is important for that. But modules, very straightforward. It's the same stuff she had in the last video: effect, accuracy, effect, accuracy, effect, accuracy. Same thing with Kachi, 4-star as well. We have him on the Unbridled Science. Then if we go to the modules here, effect accuracy, effect accuracy, effect accuracy, on speed focus, really, right? It's like he's kind of broken right now, but we'll tweak him as we go. I'm starting to get some better pieces now. So yeah, we'll be able to tweak him and get him fully on the speed bonus so that he actually rotates faster. But he's been working just fine. We did actually do some pulls and we got Nymph on IL. So I just want to kind of throw that in there. That was my next SSR proc. And we did get Oval as well, which is going to be a huge unit to invest into for progression, dot unit. And any of you guys that are going for Shadow Sonia, Oval, Fangus are great pairings with her. So just kind of food for thought there, right? Now, outside of that, I want to talk about the lattice investment. Obviously, very, very straightforward. If you're using perfect lattices right now, it should all be going into, and I repeat, it should all be going into Leon. You're cooking yourself trying to invest in other people right now. You need to get her skill 3 at least to level 4, and you need to hit that mission, okay? So again, I'm going to show you guys that, but just kind of keep that in mind. Level 4, she needs to hit that, right? Now, from there, I would say as far as Evolution Lattice, again, you're going to have a lot more in comparison to Perfect Lattices. With Evolution Lattice, I would say as far as prioritization, it obviously depends on what SRs you're building, but I would say that for the most part, it's always going to be singular skills. Don't just try to max out a unit, right? So the reason why that is because you can basically pull the most value out of a character, or whatever skill is giving the most value from a character, and over time you'll be able to 5-5-5 is a term that we use, a character, right? So with that being the case, say for example Gray, I'm going for Gray skill 3 first. And I kind of sort of need to do a skill 2 at the same time just because he needs to have those 2 skills in sync. But I'm still focusing the skill 3 first because the skill 3 is going to increase my chances of defense breaking. So that with the, lowered cooldown, I could just keep it to where I go to level 4 so they stay in sync with each other. But as I'm like progressing, if I am deciding to use Gray a lot more, I'm going to want both of those skills, at least the skill 2 and the skill 3, maxed all the way out so that I can have those synchronized, right? So that's kind of that. Now, if you're like using characters like, for example, those that have Valerian, you're going to invest in like, say, her skill 3, right? So let's actually go to archive real quick. So if you have Valerian, which I'm hoping I get her soon because Valerian is really, really strong for Terramatan and keeping your team alive in there. Right here, Valerian's skill 3 is really important. You just go max that out because that makes her Hazy Dream ability start at the very beginning of the fight, which basically gives you a death prevention mechanic before anybody even gets to go, and that's including the enemies, right? So that's why Valerian has a $1 pack right now, for those of you guys wondering. So just thought I should throw that in there. But either way, with the rest of the characters, Micro Lattice is also important. Where are you getting these Micro Lattices from? Arena is one of the main places that I get them from. And I kind of talk about like how I purchase things in there as well. But my first investment is going to be Kachi. We're already working on his level 3 or his skill 3. After him, it'll probably be Vice. But yeah, for right now, Kachi is more than enough as far as who Micro Lattices go to. And so, yeah, that's like basically what we got going on as far as dungeons. And I'll show you guys that real quick. Let's see. So as you can see, as far as EXP, we're on 19. EXP is nothing to really look at. It's very, very simple. Like it's actually probably the easiest content in the game, even as you scale. So yeah, I'm just farming that until I get to level 27 because I need to also level up some units as well. So that's that. But Shell Drop, we are on Phoebian. So we have done Karuru hard. Which again is not crazy when you actually start to invest and get stuff built up. We are in Nightmare Phoebian. Nightmare Phoebian is a little bit more taxing or a little bit more of a task. Let's see if we can actually get a win here. So my win rate right now isn't like perfect, I don't think, on Phoebian. And that's because I'm trying to transition right now, right? So I have the old set that I was using before, which I just replaced, which actually does a good amount of damage. It's actually 100%, but because I'm transitioning into these new shells, it kind of lowered my power a little bit. But when I actually get the shell drops that I want, it's actually going to make me a little bit stronger. Again, you can just farm it until you have the shells that you want. That's kind of typically how you want to do it. But with Phoebian, the main thing is that you're just trying to get as many turns in as you possibly can. She does have a little bit of RNG, but you'll eventually get powerful enough to where it doesn't matter. So sometimes she'll start out with a speed buff. Sometimes she'll start out with a defense up buff. So it just kind of all depends on the run itself. But other than that, not a super complex boss. I mean, in terms of how she like gimmickly works and stuff like that. So let's see here. We are coming, I think, to the tail end. And I wish that would have killed her there, but we might lose someone. Okay, nope, we're good. Boom. At least as long as we get one turn with Gray, right? So there we go. And then we go into this very last turn, which my Leon is 6-star now. So her, like, again, that's why we like Twilight Knight, because it gives her her own form of defense break. So she doesn't technically need Gray to do it. But it's just nice when he is there to let you do it. Right, so look at that. So she's actually ridiculous. Just get past that first phase and then GG, right? So either way, that's what I'm currently running. Again, you see there's a trend. The teams are basically the same. Once we get that kind of solidified, we'll be shifting into Nightmare, which isn't going to be a crazy transition, considering that that's just where it's at. Module dungeons, we are on hard 3 for Terramatan and hard 2 for Doki Doki. We're going to be making that transition into Nightmare going into day 3 and starting to farm that. You can't do this, and we only been one level since we've unlocked it, but you can't even transition into Nightmare until you hit level 25. So if you end of day have no stamina at 25 on day 2, then you kind of can't farm it until day 3 anyway. So the teams are still the same, so I'm not gonna go and waste any more time on that. If you watch the day 2 video, teams are exactly the same for right now, but soon we're gonna be working on a DPS, sub DPS for our Doki Doki, and really trying to get that situated so it has its own stuff. So that's that, right? GP outpost, very straightforward here. We got some nightmares going, still on some hards. Obviously you're not going to have these all at the exact same point, because your DPS is going to be of a different attribute. Like, say for example, you're trying to do odd, it's going to be a little bit harder for Leon because you can't break the enemies there. So that's where gray may come into play. And then same thing for like yeah, it's really just odd, I would say, for most accounts. So yeah, that's really going to be that. Now the other thing I want to focus on too, guys, is giving you guys that cheat sheet real quick. So the thing is that, as you can see here, we're on expert training 2, which is the 4th page. But I actually want to bring you guys over to my main account here. Now, the main account, the cool thing is that obviously when you're talking about like the like new accounts and you're going through it for the first time, you can't actually see anything. But if you do it, you already can see it, right? So I'm just going to share this with you guys so that you guys have a good idea as far as what you need to do. So I'll show you the next couple of pages. So I think that's expert training 3, right? And then on Animus Fate 2, we're going to go back here, comprehension. And so you'll see here, you got to upgrade to SSR. Animus is still 45. Get some epic shells in there, 2 of them to max level. So this is just all the stuff that you need to start working on. And the reason why I want to show you guys this preemptively is because this also will give you insight on how far you need to invest into Leon, which is, like I said, one of the #1 questions that I've seen a lot of people ask. So if you need to take the time, screenshot these so that you know what the next pages are. And if there's stuff on here that you can do preemptively, just go ahead and do it, because they will retroactively put them or complete them for you. So don't feel like you just like wasted it, right? So this will end on hell. I mean, are you guys going to be doing hell? Yeah, you'll probably be doing it within the first week or so after you farm. I would suggest farming Nightmare for a little bit first before you try to make that transition. But this just kind of, let me actually go to the first page here. This is just kind of giving you an idea. Like, you got to be, level 47, level 48 here. Ember Track is something you need to do. Like, it is a must. It's literally a mission requirement. So don't think like you can just let it sit there. Yeah, they're not going to let you be lazy this early. Got to get the Etheria gold, right? So yeah, I just want you guys to be able to see this, because this is really, really important stuff that you could be working on. And so yeah, that's basically that, right? So that's your cheat sheet. Hopefully that helps you guys out a little bit. But let's actually go back to the free-to-play account. And we're going to actually take a step back for a second. All right, so let's actually talk about something else that's also really important here. When and if you should be pulling for what's her name, Yelly and or Plume. Okay. Now the thing is that when we're talking about Yelly, Plume, who you should be pulling for, at what point should you be pulling for them? My advice is if you're going to start pulling for them, you will have enough crystals, if I'm not mistaken, to hit the pity. The thing is that you don't want to ever drop below 3K. The reason why it's 3K is because it costs 3K per pull or per multi to do. So you still need to do stamina refills. So at all times, you need to make sure that you always have about 3K on you. You don't want to drop any lower than that, because otherwise you're not going to be able to actually refill your stamina. And that's something that's a huge, huge factor in you power pushing. Otherwise, you're kind of really honestly slowing your progression, right? Like, the reason why you're power pushing, levels is because you unlock more content, and you want to unlock that content as fast as possible. So that's really why you power push, right? My target summon, we don't plan on using that just yet, because I'm telling you, the longer you can hold on to your target summon, the better. We're still doing standard summons, right? So we're going to actually rip a couple real quick. And I also think too, like, depending on if you go for Yelly or Plume, right? The thing with those two is that Yelly is going to be really nice to pick up if you decide to use your selector for Lily. I would say with Plume, Lily, I mean, really, in all honesty, like even with Lily and just the whole construct of her, she can be paired up with any DPS, really. But I would say if you're going for Yelly, then that would mean that you kind of already have Lily in mind, right? She needs that pairing for her to really be able to pop off. But if you're going Plume, Plume is, for lack of better words, a support. So if you're using her, I mean, she opens up a lot of comps. It's not just going to be, you know, she's not going to just need to be with one unit. Like she can literally do everything in the game. So, it all kind of depends on your wants and needs, how you feel about that. I personally think what I'm going to do is probably go for Plume because she's just going to open up my team comps so much, right? So that's probably what I'm going to do, right? So here we go. We're going to actually do some pulls here. I think I got about almost 40. So, all right, let's see what perps we get. Okay, Kashi the Guard. If we get a Valerian, that actually would be really, really strong too. Yeah, Valerian actually would be really good for us because Valerian we could actually slap into Terramatan. I'm using Sanya in there right now. Like it's not too much of an issue, but things start to get faster. And so yeah, you kind of want something to help death prevent if you can help it. Like Veronica is also going to be good for some people the later that they get into their progression. But it just kind of all depends on RNG, what the game gives you. All right, so let's see here. Bro. Yo, that's nuts. Okay, we got Ren, my girl Ren now too. Dude, I'm not gonna lie, this game, I'm like the gotcha whisper, bro. All right, game. I need a Plume or a Yelly. Okay? Like, just give me one or the other, right? Like, at this point, just give me one or the other. Just give me my SSR proc early, you know? Like, like at this point, Christ, that's crazy. All right, so let's see. Ooh, Chiaki the Echo, not bad, not a bad pull. And we got another Mizuki copy. We will take that. So it looks like we're one pull short. Let me go get that last pull. Okay, so we got that last pull. We're going to rip it real quick. And then I want to talk about the shells. Okay, so there's a really, really important thing that you guys have to keep in mind with that. Because the thing with shells, dude, is that you're graduating and you're going to be moving up the totem pole with your shells. Okay, so we got another Hazuki. Not bad. You're going to be moving up the totem pole with your shells, but the problem is that a lot of people will start feeding them. One of the mistakes that I think that you guys want to make sure you avoid is as you are changing, like, don't just start feeding them. Like, Unbrittled Science is extremely underrated. You can use Unbrittled Science for quite a bit on your account, right? So don't just feed these. Don't just like, oh, I'm done, get rid of them. Don't do that. You're going to hold on to these even as you're transitioning into your new shells. There are some shells that you can just get rid of, like for example, Tamino, I mean, goodbye, right? Like there's certain ones you can just get rid of, but I would definitely say like the ones that you've already invested, do not trash them. Okay. And so that's like a really, really important tidbit that I feel like a lot of people make that mistake. And I will say for those of us that were playing, from the launch, that was something that definitely kind of hurt some people's accounts because you want to be able to hand down shells to other characters. So every character has their own shell. And then when you have the chance to actually give them one of the higher rarity ones, you can do so. Right. So that's like kind of the whole construct or concept with that. So it's very, very self-explanatory. But okay, what we're gonna do too, because I want to also make sure we're gonna try summoning Plume here. We'll throw our first multi in, see what happens. All right, so hopefully we're able to get maybe the Ting. The Ting would be a nice pickup. Oh, we got Dorothy. Oh, brother. Yeah, the Ting would actually be a nice pickup too. Okay. So let's see here. We're gonna go one more because it puts me like right at that 3K cusp for right now. And then as we go, we're gonna be trying to do some more pulls before the week is out, so we can get Plume. Oh, we was getting Valerian either way. All right. So that's actually pretty huge because we're going to actually work Valerian into my setups for Terra Matan. She's really, really good there, and she's going to give you like an extra lifeline. The thing is, too, is that this also gives us another target as far as who we can dump lattices into. I haven't built anybody of the light attribute just yet, so that's actually pretty pog right there. So yeah, Valerian's definitely going to be, where is my Valerian though? Yeah, there she is. Valerian's going to be one of my next investment choices, or units to start getting built up on the account. And she's very easy. You can build her up very slow. You put her on, like, especially at this point in the game, you can put her on like a unbrittled. It doesn't even really matter. But I would say, like, because I'm transitioning off of unbrittled, I'm gonna just put her on an unbrittled. It doesn't really matter too much what the set bonus is right now. And then I'm gonna put her on a whole bunch of HP percent pieces, because her shield actually scales off of how much HP she has, right? So very, very straightforward character in terms of how you build her, and she's going to give a ton of value. So that's what we're going to actually do. I'm probably going to put her on Unbreakable for right now. And then once I get some better Wellspring pieces, then I'll put her on that. So yeah, that's basically going to be that. Now, outside of that, I don't think there's really anything else other than, oh yeah, we got Arena. I got to talk about that for a second. So real quick too, I want to throw in there, guys, Zox Refresh. We do got some peeps joining it. If you are looking for a union, send your request in, so that you guys can start getting resources and mats. We're already starting to get currency up. We're starting to be able to buy the shards. I already bought something, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, summons and also shadow prints. That's how you're going to be able to build up your stuff on your account. So Zox Refresh once again. We are in Arena right now, Etheria. We are bronze, and we're slowly but surely pushing that same comp, dude. We're working our way up. Like I said, don't be a hero. Just try to get those points, because you want every single weekly reset, you want to be trying to get the max value in terms of your resources. Now, the other thing is too, when we're also looking at what's it called? The Summon Arena that's currently up right now. You can try going in there. I would say give yourself a little bit of, a little bit of time to maybe get a couple more things built up. I'll say maybe after day 3, probably be a really solid time to go in there. Because people are going to be going in there and trying to flame you, right? So if you're still learning the game or don't feel comfortable, don't feel pressured to do Summon Arena right away. But I will say now there are resources or rewards that are attached to it. So I personally would go in there, just because, again, like if we go in here, let's see if we can do a matchmake. The problem with trying to do Summon Arena this early is that Summon Arena is going to have you're gonna, like, you and the people you're fighting are going to have, even if it's a bot, are gonna have the same units, right? Like, you're not gonna have much built. So there's like certain things that you gotta kind of guarantee you do. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the Leon, because I'm pretty sure if I don't, the the enemy here will. Now, again, you are going to be in these earlier phases probably going up against like bots and stuff like that, but do it, right? Like I personally would do it, just because that's going to be points. That's points, even win or lose. That's still entry, right? One of the biggest mistakes that I made was that I didn't do enough Summon Arena when the game first came out. I was just so fixated on trying to get my account together. I actually missed out on a lot of opportunity to really investing and building up my account. So in a scenario like this, granted, I guess Gray is technically a DPS, so we're not like completely locked out, but we'll go double CC so we can lock down. And this is why I also wanted to invest into Kaz early, because Kaz is actually really good for PvP. So with this lineup of what they have, we're going to get rid of, yeah, we're paying attention here. We're going to get rid of your Tiamat. Because they don't have a shell on their Messiah, nor do they have a shell on their Kloss. So there's actually no way they can rotate faster than me. They don't have shells on them, and that gives you a ton of speed. So look at that. So these are just like little game knowledge things, right? So we're gonna go for the CC here. Boom. Crit rate buff. You gotta remember I'm not on auto. There we go. See? Great. And keep in mind, scaling in PvP is also a lot different than in PvE. So units that typically may not be or seem as strong are a lot stronger in PvP, right? So right there already, you can see we got that level 1. You want to do this, right? So summit to the journey. We're going to collect all this EXP right here, right? And that's basically going to be netting us more prizes, which this plunder chest is going to have, you know, potential to give us some of the new stellar tokens, as well as the hydro crystals, and of course the decisive star emblem, which we'll be using in the shop. So this is why you want to do it, right? It's actually a lot. It's a lot more important than it was before, because in the beginning it was like, yeah, you could kind of like make an excuse to not do it. But like I said, shadow prints, perfect lattice shards, more apex prototypes for those that are looking to do more LD summons. That's a way for you to kind of like lighten the blow, or kind of, you know, make that give yourself some cushion there. And so between the two, there's tons of mats just sitting here. So you have to do arena. So yeah, that's basically that, right? So I think that's basically everything I can cover. I still got to actually push today. I know the only other thing that we have is the Ember track, which is something that you just kind of do. As your account gets stronger, you go through the floor, right? As you probably already have witnessed. And then every other floor is like a boss floor. So you just do that fight. There are gimmicks. If there's harder stages that some of you guys are stuck on, I'll probably try to record some of these so I can have like a montage video or something like that for some of these stages. But ultimately, what you're trying to do is get these supplies, because then you can get more rewards, right? Like, so hydro crystals, stuff like that. They're shadow prints. So that's the whole goal with this. It's very straightforward. But yeah, some of the harder stages I'll probably record with what my comps and stuff and setups are, because the goal is to try to push as much normal as you can, if not clear it, if you have made some really solid decisions. So yeah, that's basically that, guys. It looks like I'm about to be level 27. Nothing really much else for me to say in today's video. But I hope that this was jam-packed with a ton of information to help you guys with your progression. And yeah, make sure you guys like and subscribe for more Etheria Restart content. And of course, other games that we'll be covering on the channel. So that's going to be that with this one, guys. Everyone, stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.